Ethiopia is one of Africa's most beautiful and fascinating countries, and a surprising travel destination. From spectacular mountain landscapes to vast lakes and mysterious deserts. From incredible historic landmarks to vibrant modernizing cities. It is the only country in Africa that was never colonized by Western powers and has a rich cultural heritage, which evolved during times of kingdoms and empires. While Christianity and Islam are the main religions, Ethiopia is also a patchwork of many different ethnicities, customs, and traditions, including tribes that have retained some of their lifestyle. In this video, I will show you 10 beautiful places I visited on a journey through Ethiopia in 2019. At the time of editing this video, Ethiopia is in political and military conflict with the northern Tigray region, which is causing great suffering to ordinary civilians. Like most people, I hope all parties involved can come to an agreement and start rebuilding this incredible land. As a result of the conflict, some of the places in this video are currently inaccessible due to high security concerns. Always follow travel advice and consult local guides to avoid putting yourself and others at risk. We begin this journey in the north of Ethiopia to visit the incredible monolithic churches of Lalibela. Little can prepare you for the sight of these structures that are carved entirely out of rock. Construction began some 800 years ago, during the reign of a king named Lalibela, who, according to legend, wanted to build a new Jerusalem and center for Christianity.
በጨለማ ውስጥ ለምን ትኖራላችሁ? ለዘላለም ወደ ገሃነመ እሳትስ ለምን ትገባላችሁ? ነገር ግን ይናገሩ ዘንድ አባቶቻቸው አላሰለጠኗቸውምና ነበር።
Today, Lalibela remains an important place of worship for the Ethiopian Orthodox community. And you can see pilgrims praying and chanting in all corners of town, especially during Sunday Mass.
በዚህ ጊዜ መላእክት ከእኛ ጋር አይደለም። ሰይጣን ነው። ከሰው ጋር በተንኮል የሴረኛ ገብቶ የሚያባላ የሰይጣን ነው። ከዚህ በኋላ እኮ ትልቁ መመሪያ ትልቁ ትምህርት ከብርጃው ነው። እናንተ ነው መላእክት ይላኩላ እንዴት ይቆጡ ሰራነውን ማይፈራ እግዚአብሔር ይሳ
Traveling to the Danakil Depression is like stepping into a different world. This is one of the hottest and most inhospitable places on Earth, and can only be reached with experienced tour companies on an overnight expedition. But for those who make it here, a surreal landscape awaits, with sulfur springs, bubbling volcanoes, acidic pools, and salt lakes. While traversing the vast desert, you may come across groups of nomadic Afar people busy cutting chunks of salt out of the plains. They spend weeks following an ancient salt route, eventually selling or exchanging their salt on local markets. Set in a landscape of sandy desert and sharp peaks is the incredible Abuna Yamatagu rock-hewn church. Located in the troubled yet beautiful Tigray region, this church is one of the most unique places of worship in Ethiopia, if not in the world. Built halfway up a sheer rock pinnacle, Abuna Yamatagu can only be reached via a steep and sometimes terrifying 2-hour climb. The site is managed by 20 or so clergymen, and some of the priests make the journey up here every day. There are over 100 other rock-hewn churches in this region, and each have their own distinct character and style. The striking Simien Mountains National Park is one of Africa's most beautiful ranges. It was formed 40 million years ago as a result of countless volcanic eruptions that created a plateau with jagged peaks and pinnacles. Today, it offers travelers plenty of opportunity for short hikes and longer treks, on which you are likely to meet Galata baboons, nicknamed as bleeding heart monkeys. These sociable monkeys are unique to this area and can live up to 4,500 meters, making them the highest dwelling primates on our planet. Gondar is home to some of Ethiopia's most visually striking monuments. With royal palaces, churches and castles. The city flourished for over a century after Emperor Fasilidas made it its capital almost 400 years ago, due to its strategic location. Many of the original buildings remain intact or have been renovated, including the beautiful Fasil Gebi fortress and the unusual Fasilidas bath. Far north of Ethiopia lies Aksum, a small city with great historic significance. This was the center of one of humanity's great forgotten civilizations, the Aksumite Empire, which dominated trade in this region for many centuries. Aksum is filled with ancient sites, including the eye-catching stelae, or obelisks, that served as tombstones and memorials, and the remains of the Dungur, popularly known as Queen Sheba's palace. Yet the grounds of the Church of Saint Mary of Zion may be the most compelling reason for people to visit Aksum. According to Ethiopian legend, this is where the famous Ark of the Covenant is hidden, in a small but strictly guarded chapel. After traversing the north, we arrive in the center of Ethiopia to visit the bustling capital city, Addis Ababa. Home to more than 5 million Ethiopians, Addis attracts people from all over the country to work, study and live. It's a vibrant metropolis and serves as a great introduction to Ethiopian culture and food. Addis is a sprawling city, and navigating the busy streets can sometimes feel challenging. However, there are plenty of areas to visit, including downtown Meskel Square, the city's old town, some great museums, and my personal favorite, the crowded Mercato, said to be the largest market in Africa.
Addis Ababa is the capital and largest city of Ethiopia. It is located on a well-watered plateau surrounded by hills and mountains, in the geographic center of the country. Addis, as it's simply known, stands at 2,400 meters above the sea level, making it the highest capital in Africa, and the fourth highest capital in the world after La Paz in Bolivia, Quito in Ecuador and Bogotá in Colombia. Home to the African Union, important United Nations branches, and home to many organizations with their bases in Africa, Addis Ababa is often referred to as the capital of Africa. One of Africa's most important cities, Addis Ababa is home to over 4.7 million people, sprawling over 200 square miles, housing a startling variety of historical and cultural attractions. Addis Ababa boasts monumental architecture and all of the grandeur that make the city stand out from the rest. Great churches, mosques, and museums offer respite, solace, education, and inspiration to travelers from around the world. Meanwhile, traditional Ethiopian food and dance are on constant display throughout the city. Addis Ababa is a place where authentic Ethiopian culture is on full display. Whether you're drawn by its history, its art, or its cuisine, there's plenty to be surprised in this city. It's impossible to separate Ethiopian culture, that unparalleled Ethiopian-ness, from coffee. The Ethiopian coffee is widely considered as the best coffee in Africa. The traditional Ethiopian coffee, which is roasted by hand, ground using a mortar and pestle, and brewed in a traditional clay coffee pot known as a jabina, can easily be found at nearly all Ethiopian restaurants and all over the streets. The delicious Ethiopian version of a macchiato is worth a try. Many foreigners confess to being unable to start their days without two of them. Ethiopians are superb dancers. Regardless of age, all Ethiopians appear to relish the chance to hit the dance floor. Addis Ababa residents primarily depend on the light rail transportation system that runs through much of the city, and operates 7 days a week. Cost of tickets come at an affordable price, and all destinations are marked in English as well as Amharic. Minibuses are also a great way to get around the city, and tickets prices are often very cheap. You can hail a minibus anywhere that it is safe to stop. Inside, the conductor will call out the destination, and if it is yours, get in and pay when requested. Addis Ababa's urban parks are one of the most beautiful in Africa. The city has some of the most beautiful urban parks on the continent, which are well reserved and maintained, and also have natural features that attract many every day. Apart from that, the city's urban parks also carry the history of many African societies, and embody generational legacy of Ethiopia and Ethiopians, as well as a beautiful zoo with a good number of wild animals. The National Museum of Ethiopia, which is in Addis Ababa, contains a plethora of cultural artifacts, and other archaeological artifacts, like the precious stelae and statues from the famous Aksum Empire. Its most notable exhibit is the cast of Lucy, a female skeleton of the Australopithecus afarensis species, discovered in Ethiopia in 1974 and dating back as far as 3.2 million years. It is the oldest and most complete hominid skeleton ever discovered, which was found in the northeastern Danakil Desert. St. George's Cathedral and Museum. One of the most well-recognized places of worship and icons of Addis Ababa is St. George's Cathedral. The compound is located on the top of a hill, overlooking the Menelik II Square. To the side of the cathedral is a museum which is worth a quick stroll. It's filled with memorabilia from the ancient church and a collection of religious writings, Ethiopian crosses and clothing. Inside the church you can walk in a circle around the cathedral, observing an incredible set of paintings portraying both scenes from the Bible and from Ethiopian history. The staple food in Ethiopia is injera, a spongy grape pancake made from teff grain flour. It's fermented to become sour, and feels like a pancake. Along with injera, Ethiopian food consists of spice-filled curries, vegetables, and lots of meat if you prefer to have one. Eating Ethiopian food is easily one of the best things to do in Addis Ababa. The hospitality industry in Addis Ababa is booming. One of the various reasons for this development is due to the increase of the number of international organizations in the city, increase of foreign direct investment, and the growth of the Ethiopian Airlines, which is Africa's largest airline in terms of passengers carried, destinations served, fleet size, and revenue. Addis Ababa has a range of hotels with world-class facilities and services, as well as good customer service. Entoto Natural Park. At 3,200 meters in elevation, approximately 6.7 kilometers, 4 miles, from Addis Ababa Central Business District, Entoto Natural Park is sort of the roof of Addis Ababa. A steep climb or car ride up to Entoto Hill is definitely worth the effort, as it gives you the spectacular view of the sprawling capital, which is fully equipped with various indoor and outdoor facilities including sports centers, library, entertainment, restaurants and coffee shops, an artificial lake and fountains, walkways, bike, scooter and cart routes. Entoto Natural Park is a one must-visit place in Addis Ababa. The Lion of Judah. After being relocated back to Ethiopia from Rome in the 60s, the symbol of Ethiopian monarchy, the Lion of Judah is a prominent symbol in the Rastafari movement. It represents Emperor Haile Selassie I, and stands as a symbol of strength, kingship, pride and African sovereignty. Ethiopia's fashion industry is one of the most interesting one on the continent, and it's on full display in Addis Ababa. Due to its rich history which dates back many centuries ago, and its thriving leather industry, Ethiopia's fashion industry is highly rated. Its fast-developing leather industry has attracted many to invest in the country. Every year Ethiopia exports tons of locally made shoes, leather items including gloves, bags and small leather articles to different parts of the world. Ethiopia's leather products are one of the best in Africa and are in high demand globally. For lovers of Africa's fashion and design, Addis Ababa is a must-visit place. The capital's ethnological museum is considered to be one of the finest on the continent. Intricately arranged exhibits narrate the story of Ethiopia and its peoples, all spanning 2 floors of the former residence of Emperor Haile Selassie, whose rooms are preserved in nearly their original state and open to visitors. The Ethnological Museum is the first university museum in Ethiopia.
South Ethiopia is a distinctly different land from the north, with Arba Minch as one of the main cities. But it's not the urban life that attracts travelers to Arba Minch. Rather, the spectacular Nechisar National Park. Located in the Great Rift Valley, Nechisar boasts 2 of Ethiopia's largest lakes. One of them, Chamo, is especially popular for its big populations of crocodiles. You can also spot other wildlife here, such as pelicans, hippos, and the charming olive baboons, who may casually wander around the garden of your hotel. Set in the cool mountains near Arba Minch live the friendly Dortse people. Known for their towering homes made from bamboo and ansete leaves. These leaves are also the main ingredient for kocho, a bread-like fermented food that is sometimes used instead of the famous injera. Cotton weaving and pottery are important sources of livelihood here, as is agriculture. The Dortse grow their own coffee beans, and visitors are often treated to an Ethiopian coffee ceremony with freshly roasted beans, grounded on the spot. Finish this journey through Ethiopia in the Omo Valley, which is truly a destination in itself. The area of Konso is regarded as the jumping-off point for the valley, with incredible villages built on terraced hillsides, among sometimes surreal, eroded landscapes. The terrain slowly changes as you enter the lower Omo Valley, a region that is home to a wide variety of ethnic groups, who all have their own characteristics and traditions. It's a fascinating area that gives travelers a chance to get up close with some of Africa's most unique tribes. Traveling here comes with great responsibility, as these destinations often run the risk of turning into so-called human safaris. Make sure to interact with people and get to understand them before considering to take any photos. Tourism can have a positive effect, and for some of the villages it's an important or even crucial source of income. But it's important that it happens in a respectful and meaningful way. If anywhere I would recommend hiring local guides, it is here. And that concludes my journey through Ethiopia, a beautiful country filled with amazing people, spectacular landscapes, incredible wildlife, and unique cultures and traditions. I hope this video gave you some new insights. But above all, I wish the people of Ethiopia a safe and promising future. Take care, everyone.